You're listening to the Sales Chameleon Podcast. Smarter sales, stronger growth, simplified.
Hey there, and welcome back to the Sales Chameleon Podcast, where selling smarter starts. I'm your host, Heather Coggins, and today I'm going to be digging into something that really separates the elite from the average, whether it's in sales, business, sports, or just everyday life, and that is mindset. And so if you think about this, right, you've got two fighters, they both have the same skill set, they both have the same abilities. One becomes a world champion and the other, they're just another training partner. So what's the difference? And I'll give you a simple, very usable answer. Mindset isn't just a buzzword, okay? It's a decision. It's a choice, and it's the same in sales. So if you've got two sales reps that have the same training, the same product, one crushes quota and the other is struggling to get by with, their job objectives, the difference is all in the mindset. And so today, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be breaking down what mindset really is, how you can tap into it, and why it's ultimately the foundation of consultative and versatile selling. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So what is mindset? It's not just how you think, it really is how you set your mind. And ultimately, it's the difference between champions and spectators. And so people talk a lot about, positive thinking, but mindset isn't just about wishing for success. It's really about choosing it each and every day. Every day you wake up and every moment within each day. And so you decide who you are and then you prove it through your actions. And so, think of an example, any great athlete, the Williams sisters, Kobe Bryant. The greats aren't just skilled, right? They operate with a different level of belief. They walk in essentially already knowing that they're going to win. And that's not ego, okay? That's more of a decision. And that decision ultimately shapes everything they do. They truly live and breathe, eat and sleep that decision. And so in sales, in business, in life, you don't just wait for proof that you're capable, okay? You decide that you are capable and then you act accordingly. And so that's essentially where the power of choice comes in. And that's what allows you to win not only in sales, but in business and in life. Because here's the reality, okay? You only get a few big choices in your daily life. But those choices are going to ultimately determine everything else. So it's kind of like a ripple effect. And so if you think of an example, two salespeople start at the same company, they're selling the same product, they've both received the same exact training. We'll even take it a step farther. They received that same training from the exact same trainer, okay? You've got one of those sales reps that goes on to become the go-to closer, and the other one ends up barely scraping by, okay? The difference is going to be that one decided, hey, I'm the person who figures it out, who pushes through, who gets the deal no matter what, while that other person just kind of sits around and waits for things to happen. They're more on a reactive basis than a proactive basis. They tend to take their time rather than getting things done with speed. Okay, and so in order to essentially be that winning salesperson, what you have to do is shift your thinking from, saying things like, oh, I really hope I close this deal to, hey, I close deals, it's what I do. All right. You've got to shift your thinking from, yeah, I guess I'll try to be more confident, and instead say things like, you know what? I'm someone who operates with confidence 100% of the time. And so ultimately, at the end of the day, your actions follow your identity. And so you want to make sure you're setting your mind on who you are, and ultimately your results are going to catch up. Okay. But you have to not only set your mind to that, you have to be very intentional on following through with that. And so as we kind of dive into, that mindset shift and that consultative selling edge, mindset isn't just about confidence. It's really all about control. And in consultative selling, control is really everything, okay? And so I want to go ahead and talk a little bit about how mindset really translates to selling. So first off, you want to make sure that you shift your mindset when selling into a way that says, hey, I'm the expert, okay? You want to decide that you're the expert because customers are going to trust conviction. Secondly, you want to make sure that you're owning the conversation, right? You're setting the tone, you're setting the pace, and you're really setting the direction of that conversation. And then refuse to play small, okay? The best sellers aren't afraid to challenge, they're not afraid to guide, and they're certainly not afraid to lead. So make sure that you act accordingly. Now, you have to balance making sure that you don't come across as cocky when you do that, but you certainly want to do so in a confident way. So an example, if we kind of look at the difference between more of a weak-minded sales rep versus a top-notch sales rep, a weak-minded rep is going to get nervous when a prospect objects and they're going to end up backing down, right? However, if you've got a more seasoned rep or a rep with the right mindset, they're going to more so see those objections as opportunities. So instead, in their mind, they're going to say, hey, this isn't a rejection. This is just a sign that I need to guide them a little bit better, okay? And so as a takeaway here, just, kind of keep in mind and remember, winners don't react, they dictate, okay? They control the way the game goes. And so in sales, just like in sports, the ones who control the game are the ones who end up winning the game. They end up making all the right moves and making sure everything fits in place the way it needs to. And so as I kind of, start bringing this episode to a close, I want to leave you with some key takeaways and an actionable item. And so, first takeaway is to just remember mindset isn't just thinking. It's really all about deciding who you are, okay? Secondly is remembering and reminding yourself that winners don't wait for proof. They act in alignment with the identity that they've chosen. And in sales, that confidence and control is going to come from that mindset of certainty, okay? And so as your actionable item in your next sales conversation, I encourage you to walk in with the mindset of a top performer, okay? Set your mind on who you are, which is a trusted expert, a problem solver, and a closer, and then act accordingly and, really watch how the conversation shifts how you show up as that person. Now, again, be mindful when you do it so that you don't come across as too cocky or overbearing, but you do so in a trusting and confident manner, okay? And that's going to really do it for today's episode of the Sales Chameleon podcast. As one final reminder, mindset isn't magic, it's a choice. So decide who you are, prove it through action, and success will ultimately follow. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so that you're never missing an episode. And until next time, keep selling smarter, stay versatile, and I will catch you on the next one.